I've been out here drinking my tea, and I was thinking about change. Hello, kitty, honey. You gotta go in the house. Go on. You gotta go. Go on. And change. Change is not easily accepted by some, and it's hard to adapt to change. Kitty, go on, honey. You gotta go in. Kitty, honey, you gotta get in. Come on, you gotta go. Come on, let's go. Come on. You gotta go. Come on, get in this house. Kitty, get in the house. You all, just one moment. I gotta get Kitty in the house. Kitty, get in the house. No, 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 no. What do you want to do, Kitty? You can go lay down in that sunlight? Go on. You want to go in? I'm trying to figure out what Kitty wants to do. Well, she just wants to walk. So sometimes change is hard to accept. It's hard to adapt to because, when you have, you're going through your daily life, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, sometimes, that change is good. It's comfortable. That's what you're used to. And there's no stress in it because you're just doing your own thing and everything stays the same. But what happens when change starts occurring? Like all it takes is one little thing, one little turn of the dial for change. And good morning. To literally throw your whole routine, your whole schedule, your whole way of doing things, just like totally just get it off thing, and it's hard for you to adapt because you've got something else that you have to change your way of thinking maybe, or things like that. Kitty, honey, you are so distracting for me, honey. Kitty, what do you want to do? Okay. She don't know what she wants. And sometimes we don't know what we want either. We don't. We think we do, but we don't. We may say, we don't want this change that's going to occur. I don't want change. I've said it plenty of times in my life. I don't like it. Things are fine the way they are. Yeah, things are fine because contentment. When you are totally content, there really is no room for change. There isn't. Let's face it. There's no room for change when you are absolutely, totally content within what you're doing. You want everything to stay completely the same. Even though there is change that can make things better than your contentment, but you don't want to risk it. You don't. Kitty's got to go in the house. I know she wants to go in. She's talking to me. Go on, Kitty. You got to go. You get in that house. Go on. You have to go. Now you go lay down. Go on. Okay, Kitty, you can do it. Okay, you all. She gave me a hot flash. So yeah, so change, you all. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, we get too content. And there's nothing wrong with contentment. There isn't. There are people who love routine. I like routine. I do. I used to love it. I did. And I still like certain routines in my life. But I know if it wasn't for change, certain areas of my life would not grow. They would not. And I wouldn't grow because there's always room for growth on the inside of here. And change, the change that looks really bad. Good morning. The change that looks really bad can turn out to be really good, even though we may not realize it. That looks really pretty like this. I didn't realize that. I keep forgetting to turn that camera around because I've had a lapse in walking like that. So change, that's what I'm talking about. Change that may be perceived as bad can actually work out for the better. It may be painful, and oftentimes it is painful because you have to totally, redo your way of doing things and thinking. Man, that is a really vibrant color, you all. See, now this is another instant of change. Do you remember how I fit through, and I did. I fit through about this iPhone SE when I first got it because the plasma in my iPhone 8 did not recognize the plasma in this phone right here because plasma is a living entity. And I fit through, and I couldn't even get it activated because I don't have a signal out here. So this phone set for around 3 months because I didn't like the change. I thought, no, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want it. I like it now. I do. I like it. Look at that crisp color. And it is activated. It is activated. And it's not that bad, you all. It's not. See, and I'm one person to be stubborn and bullheaded. I am. Stubborn and bullheaded. I did not even want to give this phone a chance because it was something new. It's something new. Yeah. But in this instance, this phone, which I thought was bad, I wanted it in the beginning because it was small, like my iPhone 8. But then when I couldn't get it activated and I had a bad experience at the T-Mobile place, nobody wanted to wait on me. They passed me up for everybody else that walked in the door. I said, just forget it. It just gave me it was a bad start for this iPhone. But now, that which I thought was bad, it has turned out for the better. Okay, it has, because look how crisp this is. Can you all hear me? I know my phone. Good morning. Saludus. Yeah, can you all hear? Because I'm not sure. I had this volume turned way down, you all. So I don't know what was going on your end. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect, Laura, honey. All right, Jaquetta Payne. I liked a guy named Joe Payne. I don't even know where I met him. Must have been in my teenage years. Yeah. So sometimes change is good. Even though you may look around at the landscape of the world right now, and there is a mountain of changes that are taking place, because it's not just one change. It is massive, massive change. And it is a lot to take in. I'm finding myself this morning, I'm thinking this change that's occurring in the world, for me, at my age, I'm thinking, why so much change? And how do you move forward in this ever-changing world? How do you move forward in this ever-changing world? It's hard. And then I think, well, what about my children? Even though my children are young adults, they're in their 30s, I think they're more adept to the changes that are happening. They are. They're aware, and I think they'll be fine. Look at that beautiful blue sky. They'll be fine. They really will. But for the older people, and then even older than me, say my parents or your parents, what's happening in this world, it's hard for them, the older generations, to, take it all in, because this has been their whole life, their whole entire life. Things were always a certain way. And then they look around and the whole world has changed. Just like that. Some of them can cope better than others. And some just are not open to change at all. It doesn't matter what age you are, what walk of life you're from. Some people are not open to any type of change in their life. And this may be kind of boring, but this is what I feel led to talk about, is change. It's uncomfortable at times. It is uncomfortable for the person on the inside. Yeah, oh. Susan Honey. Susan B. Honey, you sneak in on Gina. Hello, Susan B. Honey. Thank you. Yeah, that's right. The kids had the upgrade kids. Yeah, with the star seeds or something. Yeah, it's okay. We look around, we see things happening, and it's hard to watch. It is hard to watch, because it's in aspect. It's like one area of our lives, the way we've always known things to be. It's gone. It's leaving. It's slowly fading away. And it's hard to let go of that life. It really is. It's hard to let go of that life. Look at the green, the vibrant green in the backdrop. It's so hard to let go. And nobody wants to, because, you know, when you get older, that's the last thing you want to do. You have to change again, because some people, you know, they are the way they are, and it is deeply, deeply ingrained within them. They don't want the change, and they're not going to change. Some people too, but the teenagers, the younger, the kids, the young adults and stuff like that, maybe you, maybe some older people, they welcome all this change that's taking place. They do, because in their mind, they're probably thinking it's going to be a lot better. It's going to be a lot better than what it is now, even though everything is happening. There is that mindset, and it's hard to wrap your mind around that mindset unless you are in that mindset. It really is. Hello there in Texas. Good morning. Um, mm, yeah. Let me see this. Laura Adams, honey. Yeah, I raised my hand. I'm one who did not like change. I didn't. In a lot of places, because I felt comfortable. I could do things the way I wanted to. I could think the way I wanted to. I could be in charge of my life. Total control of my life and my circumstances and my surroundings. But now, on a personal level, we're not in charge or in control. Maybe to a little bit, but the control that we used to have over our life, how we could like keep everything, you know, the same, it's not there. It's not there. You've got to make some adjustments in your life. You do. A lot of adjustments. And you got to get it set in your mind that things are changing. They're changing, and if you don't do something now, you're not going to be able to handle the change that is occurring or that is about to occur. You're not going to be able to handle it. It literally starts in the mindset, and sometimes, you know, your heart, it plays a very important role. It does. The oil. Mm. There are some who look at change differently. They do. They can't see what you're saying when you talk about change in the manner in which you want it to get out. There isn't. They relate to it in a whole different way. They do. People change. They do change. Some for the better and some for the worse. So, all of that, you all. The landscape of the world is changing. And it doesn't appear to be too good. But we do know, as with change, even though we don't like it and we don't agree with it at times in our life, good does come out of it. A lot of good comes out of it. A lot. It's just hard to make that transition. It really is. Grand Rising, if you're just tuning in, trying to talk about change that's occurring in our lives. Taha Link's debut. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I'm being forced to change. Yeah. That's true. I agree. I'm being forced to change too. So, should we get upset? Should we get upset about everything that's happening? I think it's okay to get upset, but we've got to control how we react, really, how we react when we feel upset, you all. We can't lash out at the world. We can't, because that's not going to help matters any. It's not. It's going to create a stressful energy. It is. Mm. Let me see that. Will AM comma, they ask you to change, you tell them you first. That's true. There's lots of instances in life, throughout our lives, we want people to change, but yet we're not willing to change at all. We want them to do the changing so that we can stay the same. That's not right. And you find that in relationships too. You do. You find it everywhere. Yeah. Some are unwilling, but they want everybody else to do the changing. And it's still going on today. It's still going on today in certain landscapes of the world where they don't change, but we got to change. We do got to do the changing. Oh well. Oh well. I'm not gonna get all bent out of shape. Well, I kind of got bent out of shape yesterday with the Facebook, the way they did me, because that was totally wrong. It was very disrespectful to me and to the lady that came on my live stream, and to the people, the very few that they allowed in my live stream of 122,000, like 30 people. It was very rude and disrespectful for them to literally drop them off, kick them out of my live stream until I had 2 people watching. That was rude and disrespectful. Do I like that type of change? And do I agree with that type of change? No, I don't at all. It's wrong, because that's not fair. And sometimes change isn't fair. Sometimes you get something in control, or someone in control, and they literally, the change is shoved down your throat, and you can't do nothing about it. There's no avenue for you to go to, nothing. I don't agree with that type of change at all. But I can change how I react to it. I can speak my truth, get it out of me, because it's no good to bottle it up inside of me. Just get it out of me, and you can do that too. Get it out of you, and do it in a kind way without being too rude and disrespectful yourself, because you don't want to be hypocritical. And then let it be. Let it be. Don't let it run your life. Don't let it run your day. Sonia, honey, you're so welcome. I miss walking, and it's good. Even though I'm on my porch, I was thinking, I wish I could walk around the yard. I really would. It's hard to walk around the yard at times. You got to walk slow, but if I had like a little, I can walk in the grass. Let's just say that. I can walk in the grass in the morning, but I get bit by little chiggers or something, and then my shoe's going to get soaking wet. I wish I had like a black top, or maybe a sandy area, a path all the way around my property, but I don't. But then I'll just walk on the porch, and I just come to a happy medium right there. I learned to do this and not really complain. I can think about it. Yeah. Well, let me see this. Tahalink. You have never heard her cuss someone out? That would be a great thing. Well, that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny that you said that. That really is, because you know what? That thought entered my mind yesterday. I thought, what if I got on here and I just literally, I got mad and I said a bad word because I don't like what's happened to me. I said, I bet that would shock everybody. Well, it would shock myself, because that's not me. It really isn't me. I might have said I might have said a cuss word. I'm going to be honest with you. In my whole entire lifetime, I can honestly say less than 50, probably less than 30. My whole life. My whole life. Because I just, that's not incorporated into my language. It isn't within my speaking. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's funny that you said that. But that'd be totally out of character for me. It really would be. Then you know that something happened to Gina, got taken over. Yeah. But that's okay, you all. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Personal choice. Well, we all have a personal choice in the end. We do. We all have the ability to make choices. But sometimes, excuse me, these choices that we make all the time, there is a domino effect. There's always an opposite side. There's always a reaction to the choices that we make. There's consequences. Some are good and some are bad. And we know that. When we decide to do something, we know that there's probably going to be one of two outcomes. And we got to be prepared for it. But in the end, you do have a choice. You're free to make your choice. But then there's going to be strings attached to your choices that you make. There's going to be sacrifices that you'll probably have to make. And sacrifices, let's face it, they're a part of life. They are. You give up something when you make certain decisions in your life. You give something up because there's no room to have it both ways at times. The majority of the times, there isn't. And it says, are you willing? Are you willing to make certain choices that's going to require you to give something up in order to move forward? Really, that happens to a lot of people too. Are you going to let go of something so you can have something else? Or so you can stand your ground? You could lose stuff. You can lose certain things in your life. When you stand in your truth, you refuse to budge, certain things can be taken from you. They can. I'm about getting out of words, you all. I think my thought process is ending on change. I think I've said enough of it. I really have. I like the pretty colors of that. What is this? Oh, it's a lemon plant. Okay. My daughter's got lots of plants. She's even got like coffee plants in the house. I think, okay, well, I guess you could have some coffee plants. Oh, they are. They're nice and healthy. The plants are. We have to put this around them because we have a chipmunk that wants to go inside these plants and bury something in there or just dig around in there and disturb it. This right here is not doing good right now. Something's got a hold of this one. It may not make it. It may not. It's all right, you all. It is. Don't think some of these are doing too well, but that's okay. It is. Thank you, Susan, honey. It does. It looks really pretty. I've yet to get down in my garden. I'm far behind on stuff. I'd like to, what is that? I'd like to get some more sage to dry. It's good in certain dishes, sage is. It's nice to have. Sometimes I like to eat it raw just to have it because it has a good flavor. But I'm going to be going, you all. I am. I will be sharing some footage of the moon I took last night. And I took lots and lots of pictures when this great big old cloud came in. I stood outside on my front porch because the moon came up. It came up late. It's been coming up around 10 o'clock at night. It came up, well, maybe, yeah, around 10. By the time it's rising in the sky at my house, I'll show you where it comes up because I'm going to show that footage I've already uploaded it to the computer. I haven't looked at it. Like right above this trees right here at night. I had to go to the other side of my house through the front to get some images of it. But this great big old dark cloud is in the shape of like a massive, like, you know, something was there. It was totally dark, like a massive, massive, massive ship in the background. And it literally, it covered up the moon completely. You could see all this light coming out from behind it. And I kept taking screenshot, shot after shot after shot. While that massive thing was in front of the moon. And then it like, I don't know how it happened. But then I thought, I've done took enough pictures because I had my sandals on, my feet were getting bit by mosquitoes. And I thought, oh, wow. And then when I looked back up at the sky, somehow that cloud, all the darkness of that cloud, it like disappeared. I don't know where it went. And then I came back out. And then the moon, you know, I took a few more pictures of it, but there's something up there. I took a bunch of pictures of clouds up there too, because they kind of look like ships or some type of a entity in the sky, some type of being, or I don't know. Yeah, I'm supposed to be going, you all. I'm talking about the moon, but we will look at all those pictures, even the ones that might have got blurred as I push that button. You all will look at it together for the first time, because I won't. I can just come on there live when I do, and we'll go through all those pictures together, because I don't want to go through them now or on my own and then go through them again. Yeah. Good morning, you all. I'm going to go. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And you all change. Sometimes that change that is like, doesn't look too good at all. Sometimes it turns out to be good, even though it's painful going through the changing process. It is. As you've seen throughout your life, sometimes those things that happen that you didn't want to happen, they turned out for the better, because they brought about a change. Even though it was kind of unbearable, it brought about a change that worked out good. Have a wonderful rest of your morning. Thank you, Susan B. Thank you all for your comments. Yeah, love you.